What is up, everyone? Can you hear me? Let me know. Let's go. Let's go. Where y'all at? Can you hear me? All right. Where is everyone joining me from this morning? Thanks. Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there too. Right? It's not the easiest job in the world being a dad. It's not easy being a mom, but dad life's tough. Especially when we're grinding it out, you know? I put myself in your guys' shoes. Those who have kids and stuff are about to have kids. And that's the whole reason I'm trading in the first place, right? The whole reason I'm in front of you in the first place. Back in 2014, had my first son, and um, you know, kids are fucking expensive, y'all. They're expensive, you know. And as a kid just trying to finish college and whew. And then when my daughter was on her way, I'm like, damn, this 9 to 5, I got to figure something else out. And went on YouTube to figure it out. Had a small investment of like $400 double on a stock after 6 months. I'm like, how do I do this faster? Boom, right? A couple Google searches later. And I'm a degenerate, right? I'm a degenerate trader. And I've been one ever since 2015. So, good morning. Hope you guys had an excellent Father's Day, but now it's time to get back to business and do our job. And a big part of the reason I'm out here with you guys is because this has changed my life in a major way. And the information that I found that changed my life within the markets was not readily available. And the stuff that was readily available didn't really get me anywhere. The basics, of course, the basics, but even those were taught wrong in terms of what's actually happening here in small cap and in the markets in general. Okay. So we are using, let me open this up too, so I make sure I get you guys on there. We are using, if you were one of my pack members from Discord, we were using the YouTube chat this morning, right? Let me pull up the YouTube chat so I make sure I got it all there. Anyways, that's why I'm here. You know, and hopefully you'll find some of this free information I put on the channel useful, right? There's a lot on it, okay? There's a lot. If you go to the live sections, I have live trading, ton of live pre-market preps, a lot of lessons for you guys. And it's in the hope that even if you don't end up in my pack with me trading with me as your mentor, if you don't end up with using me as a, you know, a one-on-one coach, that's fine. Hopefully it's going to cut through some of the bull crap that you guys are going to go through. All right. Let's go. We don't have that much time. These pre-market preps go quick, right? Because I don't like to bullshit. So let's start. MBIO. Top percent gainers. Okay. Top percent gainers. For those who are wondering what my metrics are, look what they are right now. Nothing. People are going to try to sell you a lot of mumbo jumbo on scanning, proprietary this, shishmayatary that, right? To make you buy shit. Scanners are pretty much all equal, right? Whatever scan, there's some free scans that work great. I use scans, SCANZ. I've always used them. They work really, really well for me. I don't miss anything. I like the aesthetics of it. You know, greens, NASDAQ, yellows, Amex. I'm sorry, oranges, Amex, yellows, NYSE, New York Stock Exchange stocks. Okay. Pink is OTCs. I don't really scan for them anymore, nor trade them. I don't remember the last time I traded an OTC. MBIO is going absolutely ballistic right now. Okay. I saw it this morning. I saw it popping as I was doing my watch list, which I also do for free for everyone every fucking day. No one does this stuff. They charge. So most people are going to charge you $50, $100 for their daily watch list. And it's going to be dog shit. I give you my actual watch list I've been doing for my students forever. Every day, faux free, every morning. All right. That's if you're in our Discord. Let's see here. MBIO, bottom bouncer. It's been on our radar for a long time. What's a bottom bouncer? Okay, these are stocks that have been beaten down all year, and you guys, People hate on small cap. It's fine. It really doesn't bother me, right? Less shares to compete for me at the end of the day. But we are trading beaten down stocks, right? Bottom bouncers, I consider stocks sub 20 cents, essentially. Why do I call them bottom bouncers? Very, very simple. They're bouncing from the bottom, right? It's something I noticed a long time ago when the first time I saw like a 10-cent stock go to 30 for no reason. Okay. First of all, understand that 10 cents is a level of compliance with NASDAQ. They got to hold 10 cents. They don't have to. They can go under 10 cents, but they go under 10 cents for long enough. They're also non-compliant. We also know if they're even down there, they're non-compliant because they're under $1. Okay. And they have to get over $1 or they go to OTC land. They get delisted. They're not able to be traded anymore. Right? It's a big deal. So there's some compliance issues. And what you're going to find is that if you see a stock go from 10 cents to 20 cents to 30 cents and then pull back, you're going to watch that 10-cent level very closely, right? It's somewhat of a hack within our markets. What's the other cool part about this? Well, they're really cheap stocks. So when they go from 10 cents to 15 cents, that's a 50% gain. It's a 50% gain and they're cheap. So I can take thousands and hundreds of thousands of shares. That's what it's about for me. So I love this bottom bounce pattern. It's one of my absolute favorite patterns. I teach it a lot, right? Anyways, 10 cents. Let's get into pre-market. What did they do? They PR'd. It says floats 11 mil. We're going to have to cross-reference that with dilution tracker, which is what I use right here. I use dilution tracker for fundamentals. Everyone's like, oh, fundamentals. Fundamentals are important. Look at this. This is how many shares are outstanding. First of all, here is what it says. 25.28 is the actual float, right? Accounting for dilution. This is 11. That is a huge difference. Okay, it is a huge difference between 11 and 15 and 25 million. Huge difference, y'all. STT has float at 12.25. Also incorrect. It's 25.2. And the scan platforms are usually slower than dilution tracker to update share counts, which is why I always use dilution tracker for my share counts. And while I'm there, fuck it, let's look and see what they have to dump. Okay, this is super important. Super important. So smash the like. This is a really important concept. Here are the shares outstanding and about equal to the float. 25, 27 shares outstanding. The tradable shares, that's what the float is, 25 million, okay? So that means that there are 25 million shares outstanding, but if they dump everything that they have to dump, which are 53 million in warrants, then their new float is going to be about 75 million shares, right? Okay? So imagine you bought half of this company for a certain price, right? Imagine you bought half the company, of the entire company. And then they're like, you know what? It actually wasn't half of the company because we're about to sell a bunch of more shares. That's why they call it dilution, right? It's very descriptive. It's very descriptive. They're dumping, they're diluting. Your portion of the company is getting diluted, right? Like a liquid. Okay. So that's what's going on MBIO. They are dumping. Where can they dump? First of all, they've got this S1 priced 10 million. HC Wainwright, our friends. These are the placement agent. These are the people running the offerings. Let me know in chat if you guys want me to do a whole YouTube on DT and how I use this. And you know what? Let's not even. I'm just going to do that. All right. Hit the like for that. Make sure you're subscribed because I'm going to do an actual video on this because it's a really important concept and it's very fast. And it's a big important part of my process, at least. 24 cents is their pricing. Okay. 24 cents. 24 cents is their pricing. So as of 24 cents, it's 24 cents. They are going to be able to, it says final shares offered 16.8 million at 24 cents. Okay. They've also got 16 outstanding at 0.23 cents. They've got some other at 0.23 cents. So 0.23, 0.25, they have all of this dilution literally right here, y'all. Look. And do you know what this is? It's pulling from people selling because they know it's the dilution. Okay. and probably from some short sellers even. When it goes from 10 to 20, when it goes from 10 cents to 20 cents, dilution, y'all. All right. That being said, let's break it down one more time. It doesn't mean it can't run. This is doing tremendous volume, 84 million shares. Okay. So understand algos, HC Wainwright. You see their name on the filings. You see all this stuff. Algos, volume. They are specialists in pushing volume and block orders and doing this exact thing. I hope you understand. Go to their website. They tell you it's not a secret. That's why it's not illegal. It seems like if not for them telling you and for the law around that they're allowed to do it, it sounds like it should be the most legal thing. It's like stealing from investors almost, okay? But it is what it is. And we're traders, so we have to take advantage of that. As I'm looking at price action, determining if I can buy, because that's really at the end of the day what matters most, okay? Can I buy this at some point? How? Well, I got to start looking. Where's the gap into? Already 40s, right? It's already done overhead volume, big overhead volume, because what? We've had bottom bouncers running. 10 cents, 15 cents, sub $1 stocks have been the hottest stocks, for sure. For a long time, I've been talking about it. Select few have been listening and doing really great, okay? MBIO was about to break down towards 10 cents. Tough for me because I know they've got a lot of dilution, but I also know if they want to dump shares, they got to keep it going. What happened last time they traded volume? Because they traded 68 million shares and they traded 50 million shares and they got beat up right in the 40-cent range. Today, they've already, think about this and understand this when I'm looking at volume pre-market, really important concept. Sorry. And then I'm going to move to the next ticker because I got to pound through these tickers, y'all. Make sure to hit the like if you guys are appreciating the channel, if you're appreciating the no bullshit information I try to give you, okay? Real stuff, no gatekeeping from what I've learned over basically a decade doing this in the markets, trading the most volatile stocks every day to the long side successfully and teaching people how to do it, right? Not like a lot of these cats who are just getting in and pumping stocks. They don't know what they're doing, right? Even Roaring Kitty, I watched it. It was a pump. He's pumping GME. I've seen better pumps too. I've seen people plead better pump cases for other stocks in the past on Twitter. Okay. All right. Peggy just PR'd. Looks like Peggy was one of the recent runners, pulling back towards a buck, reverse split pump. I had a few shares of him and I dumped him a couple days ago, but reverse split pump on Peggy right now. Worth keeping an eye on. One of my all-time favorite patterns, reverse split pump. Okay. Now they did put out a PR during, sorry, one second. Where'd you go? Okay. Just checking Peggy out, right? One of the recent runners. And did a reverse split pump. So now they're going to be gapping. You know, it's like they just split. They just did a reverse split 3 days ago. We're pulling back towards a buck. I had some in the buck 60s or 50s and cut it. And I shouldn't have. I bought it day one. I never like to buy them day one, but it was in the ones. My plan was what? Who's in chat? Who's in the Discord? What was my plan on this? Didn't stick to it. Should have. It's okay. We'll see. They could dilute into it. They're very dilutive as well, Peggy. But they just PR'd, so it's a really important concept to understand. This is one of my all-time favorite, most explosive ideas that there is, okay? Period. Reverse split pump. Here's the split. They split why? So they can maintain compliance with NASDAQ. These guys, for instance, took every 15 shares and turned them into one share, right? So the price is multiplied by 15. The float shares outstanding is reduced by 15 times. No change in market cap, right? I always explain it like you have $20 bills. I have one $20 bill. We swap them. Now you have one $20 bill. I've got $21 bills, right? That's essentially how it works, right? So why do they do that? Because they're under $1. NASDAQ says, hey, we're about to get rid of you. You're going to have to go down. You're going to have to go trade OTCs, right? Or you can do this, reverse split. So what do they do after the split? That's called the reverse split. Why do I call it the reverse split pump? Because I noticed 6 or 7 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago at this point, that when this happens, this is the catalyst almost every time in small cap, almost every time, for the most explosive move over the next 10 days or 20 days. Why? Because generally speaking, it's not a good thing. People understand reverse. They had to do that, maintain compliance. People with tons of shares, because it was trading lower, woke up with almost no shares and it starts to fade. So in other words, your investment can go to zero. Even though they do this, it's going closer and closer to zero every time they do this. So they do the split, it fades, people panic, it goes towards $1. They have to do what? Post split, they have to hold what for 10 days? Let me know in chat. Exactly, $1, okay? They got to get it over $1. They have to hold $1 for 10 days, and then guess what? They get a message from NASDAQ saying, hey, you're compliant. Okay, good job. Then what do? They dump because the stock price is up. Okay, so this is designed right now to get their stock price over $1 for the next 10 days on Peggy. Or sometimes it's designed for them to dump a bunch if they already have shares. You guys feel me or no? Smash the like if you feel me. It's really, really, really important because I noticed this so long ago. How did I know this? Journaling. The same way I do everything. The same way I've noticed so many things about my trading in the markets over time. Journaling. That's how. Tracking my trades and saying, oh, this trade, here's my trade. And the synopsis was always recent reverse split, blah, 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 blah. Recent reverse split, blah, 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 blah. That's how I came across this. And then I'm like, oh, this split thing. Right? Look in a little bit. They got to hold $1, 10 days. If it goes towards $1, they PR. And if I can position myself, because there are multiple ways to play this. I'm not trying to get into the strategy completely. We have more tickers to look at. I'm sorry. But we'll talk about more of this in the future. I have some videos coming out on it and stuff as well. So, Peggy, again, these guys are dilutive and kind of a funkier idea, but it doesn't mean that they're not going to hold, right? Risk idea for me on this, pretty much green red. Okay, as funky as that sounds, it's not really up a lot. It's not doing volume yet, which is the benefit for me of scanning on low volume as well. But let's look at the liquid stocks. We've only got 10 minutes left. I feel like we've crammed a ton into this 20 minutes so far, but so they pump and then they dump. It's a reverse split pumping. Look at LGVN, perfect example, just running. Look what they did this morning, 350, 250. Why? They exercised a bunch of warrants. What did these guys think? I was telling my people in chat and my Discord, where we know these things. Most don't. Most Discords are absolutely clueless to this stuff of what's happening and the actual dangers. We've known about the dangers here since then, and it's why I told everyone you got to be careful on a backside day 3 move. Once they've already done a reverse split, 1 for 10. Look at this, guys. 1 for 10, reverse split, $3.50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of fade towards $1. Look, $1.80. They PR'd this day. Okay, they PR'd. They got gapped up to 370. They spiked to 5. They closed at 2 because intraday they priced an offering in the 2s. Right? Look, they pumped it again, and they pumped it again, and each time they do this, they are selling shares. Look how much volume it did on this day. 200 million shares, y'all. Tell me why something that's supposed to have a low float does 200 million shares and doesn't go to the moon. Because they're dumping shares. And it's not just buying volume. It's not just short volume. It's algorithmic volume, controlling highs, controlling lows, and then dumping into it. That's their job. They're experts at it. H.C. Wainwright and Maxim and all the companies that we trade with and against. So, in other words, we're not just dealing with technical analysis here. You can't. If you're just technical analysis, it works way better to the short side. You will get pounded at times being short. But the technical analysis in and of itself does not work that great in small cap. Not without understanding what's actually happening. That there are algorithmic things going on, like LGVN recently. Right now on MBIO, I promise, with this kind of volume, it's not just retail. So we're about to open up with all-time high volume on MBIO. It's opening too strong for me to really want to take part, right? I need under VWAP, sub 20, sub 30, this area here even. And I know they have shares to dump, so they're going to be dumped. So especially early in the morning, if it spikes or whatever it does, I'm going to let that shake out a lot, right? I'm going to only be looking for backside single bounces, but I love the fact that it's moving so hard. And it should take my attention, not here, right? But here. Understand this. Understand this one lesson, please. I'm not going to be attracted to this. It's up too much. I can't take my 100, 200, 300, 500,000 shares with 1, 2, 3 cents risk here. That's not how it works. I can't do it. It's more expensive. It's more risky when I get those sorts of pools and I don't have that 10-cent base underneath me to load, right? Or something like that where it's just not as dangerous, even if I'm playing 14, 15 cent area. What this does is tells me I need to get to my scan and find maybe the next one, right? That's what it tells me. Now, we've only gone through one ticker, so I'm sorry. It's so many lessons that you need to know. ALLG, acquired, ignore. Very simple. It goes to the price it got acquired at, you ignore it. SCNI, billion in the float. Unless they've split recently, I don't see it. $1 billion, nope, they did split recently. I didn't see it. So let's check DT. If you've been enjoying this, I do pre-market prep exactly like this every single morning for my pack. You just have to join with the link down below, and there's a coupon code for you guys as well there. We do this every single morning, and then I live trade every day, every single day, so that my traders get to see everything, not just the good stuff once a week or the video I can create and put out for you guys, right? Contrived shit, but live every day. Who's in chat with me? Let them know. They get to see me struggle. They get to see me be a real human. They get to see me deal with real emotions and then dig my way out of it. They get to see me ball super hard and trade like a maniac. And they get to see the opposite, right? Where I got to sit on my hands. So, oh, I love it. Let's go quickly to my DT, my dilution tracker. Let's hit all these real quick and just double check some floats. SCNI, 25, right? Overall risk high. So it's 25. Big float for a reverse split pump for me on SCNI. It's not 1.5, right? This is why I don't float. This is why I don't filter for float, by the way. If you're like, well, if you like low floats, when do you float? That's why. Because that says 1.5 billion, but the float's 25. Okay? Still a big float for this setup. I'm going to ignore it. I like that it's gapping up. It is an older split. 25 mil on the float. A 6K on the 14th, which was Friday, right? Friday morning. 6K is the foreign version of an 8K. And 8K is just a release of material news in terms of the forms, in terms of the SEC filings. I'm going to ignore it. It's still a bigger float, older split, higher priced. TRNR just split today. It looks like, or was that Friday? They split on Friday. They're being pumped today, it looks like. TRNR. There's no pump. I'm not going to trade it. It's just a reverse split and assholes buying it, which has been happening lately, right? I don't buy a split if it's just moving for no reason. Okay? I don't buy a split if it's just moving for no reason. God, don't be pumping in my chat, bro. Thank you. Someone's trying to pump Hub C in my chat. I'm like, bro, knock it off. It's not. Okay. TRNR we talked about. Not really much on this scan, honestly, that I love. I am seeing bottom bouncers, though. Okay? That is what I am seeing this morning. It's going to be the theme of the week, most likely. Bottom bouncers, potentially reverse split pumps. Again, AGRI, 8-cent stock. CRKN was another one that recently ran on big volume, got beat up back down towards 8 cents again, 5 cents. Look at that, 5 cents. So be aware, these bottom bouncers, they're wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. 10 cents to 20 cents is 100%. 10 cents to 30 30 cents, 200%. Not looking for a dollar or Fifi. Fuck Fifi. Fuck lottery tickets. 10 cents to 15 cents is 50%. Remember this. That's how I trade these things, right? Because I know what the plan is for these tickers. It's not to go to the moon. It's to go to HC Wainwright. It's to go to reverse split land. They don't give a fuck. They're going to use this. They have shares to dump. They're going to dump them and then they fatten their float, and then they can do a bigger reverse split. Cash in the bank. Y'all understand this? Please let me know. Please hit the thumbs up. Please let me know in chat right now if y'all understand this. That's the big picture here, so I don't get FOMO from it, right? I don't get FOMO when stocks are 10 to 80 cents. What do? I look for other 10-cent stocks. How does that look? Y'all want to learn that real quick? I'll do that. Fuck it. Fuck it. Let's go. Real fast. What will I do? Boom. 50 cents. Let's keep it simple. Boom. 50 cents. First of all, I need you guys to see something very important. All the stocks under $1 at the moment. 525. 525. Let me remove OTC. 473. Okay. 470. 502. There were 600 a month ago of these. Right? Though my students know this. There were 600 a month ago. So understand people are buying up cheap stocks right now. But also understand it's a game fraught with danger because they have offerings. They have shares to dump. They are going to dump them into your volume. Don't think when the tickers you're trading, when you get volume like this shit, y'all, don't think when you, look, I told you, it's going to open up 2x volume. Like this is what the candle's going to look like, the volume candle this morning, right? Right into previous resistance, but big volume. So morning spiking, it looks like for now. Quick morning spike on MBIO. I don't play levels like this. I don't play levels like this. Like it has to shake a lot. Don't think when this isn't opening up that they aren't getting rid of all of these shares that they have to dump in the 20s and 30s. That's what this line is, right, guys? This is my dilution line. They have shares to dump at 20 cents, millions and millions and millions and millions, right? Right now, those millions and millions and millions of shares are worth millions and millions and millions of dollars. Extra gain, right? And these are from the warrants. These are from warrants. So they already got paid, right? They already did the original round, and these are the backside warrants. Does that make sense, my friends? Don't get caught up in FOMO, right? Don't chase breakouts. That's where they dump. We call you Billy in my chat. We call you, man or woman, Billy. Don't do that because that's where they're dumping, right? Like, if you had on MBIO 20 million shares to dump today from 20, and you had them at 20 cents. Right? It's a lot of chinga. It's a lot of dough. All right. Quick peek at our memes. See what they're doing. And then I'm going to roll. We're going to get to let's see. Yeah, we're going to get to there. Memes, we got what? 25, holding up really nice. I think we're going to see a tertiary push on these at some point. AMC. AMC, same as GME. You know, for me, AMC is like the side bitch. And if GME gets going, not that I have one or I've ever had one, but as a trader, I've had many. Excuse my French, y'all. If you didn't appreciate that. It's too bad. Okay. My wife's like, what? Your side what? Your side what? Stocks, baby, stocks. Okay, let's make some money, y'all. So For me to get an entry, I want it to pull. For the markets and for small cap, I want it to fucking go to the moon today. I want it to go to $1. Okay? I don't think it's gonna. That's what I would prefer for it to do. Right? The fact that we even have a 200% gapper and runner this morning. Let me get my filters right real fast one more time, and then we got to get, we're going to head over to the Discord here, and when? 10 minutes? Sorry, a few minutes. In a few minutes, I'll be meeting you guys over in the Discord, okay? We'll be in Wolf Stage again for live trading. Any questions, by the way? Any YouTube questions before I jump on? If you're in chat in my Discord, just wait till our live webinar, please. Okay? Piggy, little spike to highs and a little pull to lows. Through like low at morning, low of day so far. Right? Which is honestly the idea, the entry idea. I was trying to play this base post split is what I did. And it held up and then it started to break down. I didn't like it. There we go. What does this platform blow? Okay. All right, we got that. Quickly. Sorry, everyone. That would work. I'll get this posted, I promise. That, I'm going to get a DT lesson this week. We're going to start getting you YouTube lessons as well as much as I can. Just some shorter stuff, okay? To keep you guys going. All right, my friends. If you are one of my wolves, we'll catch you in the Discord right now. All right? Everyone else, thank you so much for joining me. We'll see what the week brings. I always use Monday morning to let things shake. Always. 5-10 minutes, unless I have a really good grip on a pattern or something that's been happening, or there's a great catalyst or a great ticker. Right now, we really don't have that. All right. If you enjoyed this stream, please smash the like. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the bell notification because I got a bunch of stuff coming out and we're going to be doing some random lives and stuff like that. We got LA coming up Wednesday. I'll be seeing a lot of you in LA, so that's going to be awesome. There's really nothing better than the live sessions. We'll hopefully be announcing our second half of boot camps, like live boot camps soon. So I'll get that to you guys too. Let's see. All right, y'all. The link to the Discord's in the description. Link to the Discord's in the description. What else? I believe that's it. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Oh yeah, what else? I was also on Humble Traders podcast. If you didn't see it with Shay, go ahead and check it out when you have time. Spend like an hour and a half speaking with her, and she does a great interview. And there's a lot of good stuff. So make sure you get in there. Check out my conversation with the stock queen, Shay. All right. Humble Trader. I like her very much. Okay. All right, you guys. Everyone stay safe. Have an amazing week. My wolves, catch you in Discord right now for some live trading. And that is that. Peace. Love you all. Stay safe.